Hi guys, this video is going to be about the Extreme Love Autism Theroux documentary, which I just finished watching on Netflix today. So yeah, I thought let's get straight into this video. It's based on children in America. One in every 100 children have autism in America. They were talking about early interventions, how to help children with autism. As an autistic adult, I wanted to watch this to gather my thoughts and interests on Theroux. He is a fantastic documentary maker. He talks to families and individuals with autism and seeing the impact that autism can have on the individual and their family. Americans seem to think autism is this big bad thing. It can be the worst thing that happens to you. This really upsets me because they think that it can be removed by being spiritually removed or physically removed with therapy or with a cure, which makes me slightly nervous that people still think it has to be removed or that it's big, bad, shameful to have autism. Autism is how we connect with the world and how we see the world. We see it a lot differently than normal neurotypical people, and yet again it's about lack of understanding and communication, because a lot of people with autism don't understand how to process day-to-day things. They have to rely on a lot of people to talk about autism, and I think that this program, it does it justice autism in general, but it's a program that again still plays it out to be this big bad thing that you shouldn't have, and that it damages families, it ruins families, it's a really bad behaviour, it's not good, it's bad, it's upsetting, and it really disturbs me to think that Americans are still allowed to get away with this, that it's still something that they think that it's the most possible bad thing that you should have. Also, they were showing how the students study in America, so going to high school, going to school, and the different stages of education. I found that really fantastic element because the teachers really understood people and they made it really accessible to them. They sat on one-on-one with them, which is really good. I thought having the one-to-one tuition would work because it's something that it's not too overwhelming for them. The classrooms were quiet, there wasn't no noise, there wasn't no music playing or anything like that, so I found that a really good way to interact with the students, so I really enjoyed that. And yeah, he was saying about the stereotypical assumption of autism is that we are inward looking or that we're only into ourselves. That's not exactly the case, especially here in the UK on autism. Louis also focuses on the family and how they cope with having autistic children or young adults. The assumption that all people with autism are violent has really annoyed me and challenged me, because we're not all violent people. There's a small minority of us that are, but not all of us will react in a violent manner. If we're in a meltdown or if we're in a shutdown, we're not all going to react to being violent. Again, behaviour is communication, so it can be a way that we can communicate when our body is physically and mentally unable to. Our behaviour will tell you if there's something wrong or how to help us. So again, behaviour is not directed at you, it's not something that's bad. It may be processed as being a bad thing, but by the end of the day, it's communication. It's when our verbal communication is then shut off to the point where we have non-verbal communication. So sometimes we might be able to express how we feel. So again, with me, it's when I'm on a complete meltdown and when I've been unable to tell anyone how I feel and why I feel it and what has happened to make me feel that way. And it can be quite difficult for me to come out of that at a certain point. So please be sure to not go in our face or to make us feel really upset about it. And the assumption was from Louis and some of the parents that we're in our own worlds, we're locked into ourselves. And again, this really aggravates me because we're not locked into ourselves. We're very, very open to people if we know them, if we feel safe with them. A lot of the time, autism, again, is a communication spectrum condition. I don't like using the word disorder, but Americans seem to love using the word disorder. And it's like, oh, it's autism spectrum disorder. Oh, it's disorder of the brain. Oh, it's a disorder. Oh, it's a behaviour disorder. And it really irritates me because it's not a disorder. We're not broken. We're not damaged. We're not ill. We're not sick. It's just the way that we see the world, and it really annoys me that still people will believe that we are damaged, we are medically broken, we are medically challenged, everything else that goes with it. And that we are to have different is seen as bad, that we're not allowed to be different because, oh no, we have to conform to labels and we have to conform to boxes because, oh no, we're not allowed to be different, are we? Because difference is seen as bad, especially in the States and a little bit in the UK, but not as much as it used to be seen. Also, one thing I will point out about this documentary is that they didn't show the sensory side of autism. I don't understand why it wasn't noted or put in this documentary, because autism, again, is a spectrum. You're going to have the sensory issues of noise and the crowds, and the sensory issues of food and being touched and being hugged, and that was something that wasn't really picked up upon and wasn't really noticed, so that again should have been included in that documentary. Also, they said about medication for autism. This topic really does annoy me, and I think I'm going to have to do a separate video on it, but a lot of individuals with autism, especially in the States, are being given Ritalin, which Ritalin is a medication for ADHD. Ritalin does not work for people with autism at all, in the slightest. It does not work. We're not hyperactive, we're not out of control behaviour, we're not bouncing around hitting the walls, things like that. So please do not give us Ritalin if we're in the UK, or even think about giving us medication, because it clearly does not work. And in America, I am shocked that this is still happening, and the fact that also I've read about people with autism being given psychiatric drugs. Why on earth would you give a child some psychiatric drugs that basically is going to make them worse, it's going to make them highly anxious, it's going to make them highly frustrated? And yeah, please do not give us medication, because it just doesn't work. It makes me feel sad that autism is still seen as a tragedy. For me, it's a different way of seeing the world, and I process the world a lot differently from other people. People need to start seeing autism as not a bad thing, it's a gift. I see autism as a gift because it gives me unique abilities, gives me passionate interests, and I'm an autism campaigner. I'm an autistic adult. I campaign in the UK via Twitter, Facebook, about autism, and please feel free to ask me any questions. Please give this video a like, please comment, please share, and please subscribe to my channel. Bye guys!